Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Starfield, where today we're pretty close to where we were in the last episode over here in the Embassy District, where last time we finally did find where things like the Freestar Collective embassy was, and also some form of temple over there, and while wandering around a little bit more off-cam, and by a little bit more, I literally mean a little bit more, I went from there to there. I discovered that's apparently the old Varun embassy building. I walked by and Barrett just started talking like, yeah, Varun just up and left one day. I'm like, wait, what? And yeah, the whole place is like walled off now, so people can't get in. I actually did jump the wall to see if I could get in the building. You cannot, at least not from the main door right there. Which is interesting. I assume, considering this is walled off like this, they're probably going to do something with Varun with one of the DLCs they release later on. I mean, they talk about the Varun so much, and they've got this here. It would make no sense if they didn't. But, yeah, interesting. Oh, there we go.
Up and abandoned their embassy.
Exactly.
No idea why.
Yep, told you. That's what Barrett said. But yeah, so kind of interesting, and my original plan for the day was to either head into the Freestar Collective Embassy or into the temple here. What is the actual name of this temple? Hold on, over here we go. The Sanctum Universum, and I was going to see if there was any quests in those. But I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's also been playing the game, and I had brought up a bit of a, I wouldn't say complaint, just something I've noticed as I've been going through and finding out things like Victus, that I don't know what's going on in a lot of this galaxy. We really haven't been introduced to a lot of lore. We've gotten little bits and bobs, and I assume we probably would get more bits and bobs of lore if I actually would continue the main storyline with Constellation, because so far the majority of the lore for this galaxy I've gotten has been on these missions. Like when we went with Sarah and you know, went to Luna, we learned a little bit about Earth, a little bit about Nova Galactic and all that, whereas we don't really get a whole lot of lore on all these other side quests. Which is a little disappointing, but understandable. Entirely understandable. So my friend recommended to me that I should really go check out the museum here in New Atlantis. And I have talked about it before that I'm interested to go there, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And also, I wasn't entirely sure where it was, as I've wandered around New Atlantis a few times off camera over all these episodes we've done so far, and didn't find anything that said museum. Apparently, again, thanks to my friend, it's inside the mast building, the main mast building, and it's a part of the Vanguard storyline. Once you go in to register with the Vanguard, you walk through the museum to get a bit of an intro to things, and I don't feel like doing Vanguard stuff quite yet, similarly to me not wanting to do stuff with the Rangers quite yet, but you don't gotta go and sign up with Vanguard to actually get into the museum. You can just wander right in. So that is what we are gonna do. We are just gonna go waltz into the Vanguard building and learn a bit about the world. And I'm actually quite excited about this because, yeah, we've been getting little bits and pieces of info that I've been sitting there thinking to myself, wait, what? Have we ever learned about this before? Like the Victus thing. And, yeah, I really need to learn something about this galaxy. It's just, we don't know a lot. Let's turn off the flashlight, because I'm assuming we're going to be in a building that's well lit. And past the receptionist and up to the Vanguard Orientation Hall. And, yeah, normally you'd get, you know, funneled into here with your registration of recruits here. Lovely. But, nope, to heck with that. We just go straight into the orientation hall, and boom, museum. Oh, and one of those cool little robots I love. I love you guys. I want one. I want one of you. Oh. Alright, well, I assume we press this button. And, you know, I just had the thought whenever we do start the Vanguard quest line, it's probably going to force me to go through this again, isn't it? Well, if that happens, I'll do that off cam. But let's see, the first part here is the end of Earth. I also just thought maybe I should tell Barrett to go away, because he's probably going to say something and interrupt things. Barrett? Oh, boy. You know what? Better plan, better plan. Let's come over here. Let's come over here. I can tell Barrett to wait, instead of actually sending him away to our ship or something. Hey,
What's
friend,
new?
so wait here a moment, please.
Here? Gotcha.
Thank you. I really don't need you interrupting things. Oh, I do like that that's an activity to retrieve our waiting follower. Convenient. Oh, I love you, little robot. I love you so much. God, I want one. All right, let's hit the button and learn about the end of Earth, which we do know a little bit about, but let's learn more.
In 2150, humanity learned the Earth's magnetosphere would collapse
Oh.
sometime in the next half-century, eliminating all life on the planet.
Oh, no.
Decisive action was required, but the secure transport of an entire civilization would demand a new kind of cooperation,
Oh, hell yeah, it
a
would.
new kind of courage, and a new kind of union.
Ah, yes. Begin the
Thus,
Union
in
propaganda.
2159, the United Colonies were formed to make that journey possible.
So they're like right after Earth.
The Galileo, the first of many colony ships, touched down here on Jemison,
Neat.
beginning a new era of human history. The age of the United Colonies.
Nice. Okay, that's one thing I really should have anticipated, but hadn't really thought about when we were coming to the museum. Of course, it's going to be UC propaganda version of the galaxy's history and all, but still, that's better than no info. But yeah, I actually didn't think that the United Colonies was right after leaving Earth. I kind of figured that they were like a bit of a, you know, an after effect of that. But interesting. Nifty. See, this is why I wanted to come here. We got a think of Earth. What's the bit on top? Soldier! What's going on here? Seriously, what's the thing on top? What's the thing on top? I don't know. I don't seem to have any way of interacting with this, though. So, on to the next. New factions rise. Ooh. Oh, I like this display in here. Nifty. Okay, click.
From their foundation, the United Colonies strove to provide all their citizens with opportunity, security, and peace. But there were those among the UC that still wanted something more. Independence. So in 2161, the UC issued the Centaurus Proclamation, granting UC citizens the right to settle distant worlds and form their own sovereign powers.
Really?
It wasn't long before the first new faction, the Free Star Collective, was formally organized in 2188, later followed by House Varun, revealing themselves to the universe in 2230.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm glad we came here, because there were some assumptions I was making. I always kind of figured that, like, I actually didn't know House of Varun was, like, a whole faction. I just figured they were some religious cult. But the Freestar Collective, I just kind of assumed that they, you know, rebelled or something. But no, UC actually gave people the right to form sovereign things in distant worlds. That's kind of nifty. So then why'd they end up at war? Hopefully we'll find out soon. I mean, again, it's going to be the propagandized version of it, but still... Ooh, House Varun.
It was only in 2230 that the faction known as House Varun first made contact with the rest of the settled systems.
Okay.
Founded
Oh,
by
there
the
we go.
passengers of a colony ship that had left New Atlantis and disappeared 4 decades earlier,
Oh, impressive.
House Varun was a faction unlike any other.
Okay.
A theocracy
There we go.
dedicated wholly to the beliefs of its isolationist founder, Janan Varun. House Varun initially made overtures of peace towards the rest of the settled systems.
Initially, eh?
They claimed their only intention was to spread the word of their god, the Great Serpent. But none could have guessed that this worship might take the form of a bloody war, the Serpent's Crusade.
Ooh, fun. Is that it? You kept pausing for a long time between bits, so I don't know if you've actually ended or not now. Yeah, those were some long pauses between bits there. All right, so definitely that's the end. Yeah, that's why I just kind of assumed they were some weird religious cult. But apparently they're also a full-on faction. And I have heard about the Crusade before, so interesting. You know, wouldn't surprise me with what I was saying earlier with their embassy that House of Varun is probably going to be like one of the first DLCs, maybe. Wouldn't surprise me if there's like a new Crusade. In fact, so, yeah, we keep hearing about House Varun, but nothing. Well, at least so far. Maybe we'll hear more about them in the future. I don't know. We are still fairly early in the game, but so far House Varun's mainly been whispers of things happening. Interesting. I'm intrigued if we will learn more about them. All right, Freestar Collective. What do we got?
The Freestar Collective was initially founded in 2188, when the citizens of Aquila banded together with the pleasure city of Neon in mutual defense.
Nifty. Long pause again? Yep.
In 2194, after the deployment of a UC medical star station in orbit around their world, the citizens of Narion also requested to join the collective.
Did they though?
The resulting rise in tensions between the Freestar Collective and UC culminated in the settled system's first intergalactic conflict, the Naran War.
Okay.
Despite a decisive victory by the UC, the colonies permitted the citizens of Narion to join the collective,
Did they though?
forming the basis for the fiercely independent union that persists to this day.
Right. Is that it? Or, okay, no, not another long pause. It is just it. All right. So I'm actually interested to learn more about the Naran War. Was it really a great victory for the UC? Or is that just the propaganda version? Also, I really like these outfits. Even this one, it's a bit more colorful than I would care for, but I like it. I think I like this one the best, though. These all look... This I like. These look a bit too hard sci-fi for me. I like the more near-future sci-fi stuff. Okay, well, alright, on to the next thing. The Crusade. We also have more about the Naran War? I mean, granted, I kind of want to hear more about it from another source, not the UC, but... Okay, well, I'm not going to read through this entire thing because we've got more of a museum to go through, so pause here if you'd like to read it for this portion, and then we'll scroll down. I'll read this later, pause again. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see if maybe we can learn more about the Naran War back at Aquila. Alright, nifty. Okay, so, Serpent's Crusade, let's learn about this.
Beginning in 2240, House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade.
Right.
Over the next 23 years, thousands of Freestar, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their Serpent God.
Nope.
It was
Yep, next.
only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir, Jarek, that House Varun finally sued for peace.
Oh.
There remains, however, select members of House Varun who refuse to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to be a
Even
DLC.
after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification, a goal of all space.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to be a DLC. This Jarek, or whatever his name was, who succeeded, he's definitely going to get overthrown. Nifty. All right. God, I hope that actually is. That sounds like it'd be fun. That's all speculation, but I like that idea. Okay, now conflict among the stars. Oh, man. Oh, mech. Cool. We got more down here, too. Lovely. All right, conflict among the stars.
Of the many conflicts between the galaxy's factions, none was more brutal than the recent colony war between the UC and the Freestar Collective.
Got it.
Set off by the unauthorized Freestar colonization of Vesta's Pride in 2308, a direct violation of the Naran Treaty,
Oh.
the colony war spread quickly across the galaxy.
Okay. Next.
Both
Oh, yep, next.
sides deployed every tool at their disposal. Armadas of warships, mechanized combat platforms, or mechs. Even bioengineered alien creatures.
We've seen some of those.
UC xeno-weapons.
Yeah, it was one of the first labs we encountered.
It was only in 2311 at the Battle of Cheyenne that the scales finally tipped. The Freestar Collective, utilizing their civilian fleet as a human shield, successfully crippled the superior United Colonies Navy.
Right.
After their shocking victory against the galaxy's greatest navy, the Freestar Collective offered terms of peace, which the colonies, out of an interest in staving off any further human costs, accepted.
Got it. Okay, okay.
The galaxy has been rebuilding ever since.
Interesting. Okay, alright. And there's one of the mechs. Nifty. Oh, let's see the Battle of Nera, though, over here. Or is this, I assume, a part of the same conflict here? Click.
Few settled worlds were left untouched by the colony war.
Uh-huh.
But nowhere could the viciousness of modern warfare be seen more clearly than on the Freestar planet of Nera.
Ooh, okay, what happened?
Initially occupied by invading United Colonies forces as a forward operating position, repeated attempts to take and retake the planet by collective forces led only to devastation.
Right, got it.
Swaths of the world were transformed into scorched husks, a nightmarish testament to the depths of human ingenuity and human cruelty.
Right.
And today, Nera remains a continuing reminder to the horrors of unfettered war.
Okay, interesting. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they would even bring that up in a clearly propagandized UC museum, but intriguing. Well, I guess still to show people said horrors of war. I kind of want to go there. I'm intrigued to go and land on the planet and see what's what. Right, right. Can we click something about the mech? No. Neat. You know, honestly, even though mechs are kind of cool, never really been my thing. They're just too susceptible to attacks. The human form is not a good form. Tanks would be far, far superior to a mech. But, oh well, that's just my opinion. I assume this is one of the other xeno bioweapon thingies. That one's actually pretty freaking terrifying. Huh, definitely didn't see any like that when we were at that one facility right off the bat in the game. Alright. Well, what's behind me? There's the Terror of Londinium. Ah. These things. Alright, what's this?
In the midst of the colony war, a different kind of tragedy struck the UC city of Londinion.
Oh, did it now?
A newly constructed but critical supply center for the United Colonies war effort, Londinion found itself overrun by one of the galaxy's most mysterious predators, the Terramorph.
Wait, the what now? What's a Terramorph?
A rare but pervasive threat to all human-settled worlds. Terramorphs swept over the city, seemingly out of nowhere, on a scale never before seen in recorded history.
Oh my god, it's Starship Troopers.
Valiant efforts by the UC
not the next penny yet.
military slowed the onslaught, but the creatures proved unstoppable.
Right.
Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the Londinion spaceport, sealing off the city, the outbreak, and its citizenry from the galaxy at large.
Oh, they did.
The tragedy of Londinion is mourned by the UC to this day.
Okay, okay, so that's what that thing is behind us. You know, when we were at that bio-xeno weapon facility thing early on in the game, after, you know, trying to find where they, what was it, when were they kidnapped? Or no, it was, what were we there for again? It was like right after we got our ship. We were trying to find the spacers. Whoop, put away the gun, didn't mean to do that. To find the spacers that were attacking the mines, that's what it was. Were they Terramorphs? I remember them talking about... Oh, no. They were doing, like, heat leech research, weren't they? Trying to make them worse? Or better, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I don't ever remember hearing about these, though. But we've got some Starship Trooper elements in here now, too, eh? I want to go to Londinium, too. I'm fine. I'm learning about places I want to go to now. Alright, Armistice, what do we got?
After the devastation wrought by the Colony War, the UC and the Freestar Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice.
Right, wonderful. What'd it do?
Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xeno weapons and mech warfare would be outlawed.
Oh, okay.
All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency.
Right, got it, makes sense. Ooh.
But the Collective had another demand, that the active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions.
Let me guess, that never happened.
The United Colonies, in the interest of peace
Oh,
and
they
galactic
did?
security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty.
Let me guess, one was Vivictus.
Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Victus.
Oh, thank God he has a real name.
All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
But what were their crimes exactly? I was hoping, and I should have expected we wouldn't learn more about his crimes, considering, again, propagandized version of their history. But, interesting. And what do we got here? By order of the Armistice. Oh, I can't really read that, it's too far. But you know what? Off camera, I did spend that new point we had, and I decided to upgrade the scanner, primarily for this ability. I was really hoping the zoom would be more than it is. I figured it would be useful for scouting locations before I attack. But, not much of a zoom, is it? In fact. Oh, it barely makes that readable. You know what? Is anyone gonna get mad if I jump over this? There we go. Now zoom. Alright, by order of the Armistice, Article 1361A, there shall be established a central archive guarded by 3 parties, the Freestar Collective, House Faroon, and United Colonies, for the collection and protection of all knowledge, research, and documentation depicting, describing, or in any way related to technologies and mechanisms banned by the Armistice. It shall be governed by the following laws. Access to all information in this archive will be mutually managed by all 3 parties. Access is only permitted by unanimous agreement of authorized factional representatives. The facility will be under the direct control of no sovereign faction, with no single party permitted to overrule the others. All decisions regarding matters pertaining to the archive must be unanimous. Any attempt at unauthorized access will be considered an act of aggression against all parties. Each party commits to defend the others against any such attempts. Oh, so that's probably that. Yeah, that's that archive we saw next to the Freestar Collective Embassy. I was wondering what that was. That's the Armistice archive. Got it. Though clearly there's only 2 factions there now since House Faroon left their embassy. Sweet. Alright, now what? Ah, we learn about the Vanguard. Okay, Vanguard.
It was into this new world that the Vanguard was born.
Mm-hmm.
An official branch of the UC Navy, the Vanguard is the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet, serving a myriad of security, logistical, and reconnaissance roles.
Nifty.
And after a sufficient length of service, UC citizenship is guaranteed to every Vanguard member.
Oh god, what was the saying in...
Open to all captains, regardless of origin. The Vanguard is leading the charge to protect and support the citizens of the United Colonies, wherever in the galaxy they may be.
Okay. So, the UC is even more Starship Troopers now. Between the Terramorphs and now this, service guarantees citizenship. Was that what the saying in, Starship Troopers? Is it supposed to be ship? I think it's supposed to be ship. Nifty. Also, my little friendly robot. Oh, I want you. Alright, nifty. Oh, I like that suit. Never mind. The helmet's weird. I liked it at first. No, I don't. Alright, nifty little ship there. Alright, so you... Okay, and then I assume... Pilot simulator! Okay, neat. We'll go check that out in a moment. I think this is the last bit of the museum here, so click.
No one is born a United Colony citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn one's citizenship.
Okay.
But the UC prides itself on taking care of its people.
But only its
Cost of
citizens.
living controls mean citizens pay less than their foreign counterparts for needs big and small. All citizens are issued a grant upon joining to get themselves on their feet.
Ooh.
And only UC citizens have the opportunity to purchase property, getting the chance to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the settled systems. By joining the Vanguard today, you too can begin earning your place here, in the heart of galactic civilization, as a citizen of the United Colonies.
Nifty. Okay. Okay. So yes, service guaranteed citizenship. All right. Well, the last part of the museum seems to be a pilot simulator, but we're going up an elevator now. Can't do that until we join the Vanguard. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's a pilot simulator, all a part of the registration process. All right, fair. So now we've got to leave.
Condemned Londinion gave it over to these things. One of these murals said he was executed after the war. Might have gotten off
One of
too
my
lightly.
slates said terramorphs can control people's minds.
Okay.
But that can't be true.
God damn, they really are going Starship Troopers, aren't they? Okay, so my guess is, from what that guy just said, Vi Victus was probably the one who gave up Londinium and, you know, destroyed everything to keep them from spreading. That would make sense. That would make sense. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, well, let's go back and grab Barrett. You know what, actually... I need to know. Let's read. I know I said I'll do it later, but let's read. I want to know if there's any more on here. Beginning in 2196, the Naran War, humanity's first large-scale conflict among the stars, is remembered as a defining moment for the settled systems. As the first major conflict to make extensive use of grav-jump-enabled ships, the Naran War was less defined by key space battles and more by an extended cat-and-mouse interplay between the two powers, as the well-armed and professional UC Navy tried again and again to pin down the piecemeal but savvy Free Star fleet. Oh, nifty, alright. Unable to strike the killing blow, the UC resorted to ever more severe tactics to try and drive the collective to capitulate, but without success. In fact, after many long years of war with little to show for it, even the populace of the UC itself began to turn against the cause. Okay. With protests roiling even into Atlantis, the citizenry demanding the war finally come to a humane close. So at long last, the final blow was struck, with the UC Navy finally cornering and obliterating the Free Star fleet in 2216. It was a hollow victory. It was from the resulting negotiations, the Treaty of Naran, that the settled systems as we know them today emerged both literally and figuratively. Despite winning the war, the UC found themselves in an unenviable position, painted as a brutal aggressor even in their own home systems. Alright, so that's probably why they didn't propaganda that up quite as much as I was expecting when we were listening to the one bit, because even back here, people are like, what the hell? So in the spirit of unity and lasting peace, the UC agreed to the demands of the Free Star Collective and the Narian settlers, whose collusion triggered the conflict in the first place, and handed over Narian to the Collective as they had requested at the start of hostilities, including the Clinic Medical Star Station, creating the Free Star Collective as we know it today. Or in this day, rather. Not even that, to this day. Jesus, my brain. What are you doing? In return, the UC demanded two concessions. The first was payment for damages done in the form of mineral rights on multiple worlds across the galaxy. The second, more significant demand was that no great faction may ever colonize more than 3 systems. Interesting. The UC would have Alpha Centauri, Sol, and Wolf, the Free Star Collective, Cheyenne, Valii, and Narian. Free Star Collective agreed to these terms, creating and codifying into law the settled systems as we know them today. The Treaty of Naran has since become the foundation of all contemporary political relations, and its only official violation, the cause of the galaxy's greatest conflict, the Colony War. To learn more about the Colony War, please proceed to the next thing. Got it. That seems like a very stupid demand that was bound to cause issues for both sides. Like, seriously? I mean, eventually you're gonna colonize more. And in fact, there are way more than just 6 systems colonized. Granted, I don't know all the planets that are currently making up the UC and Freestar Collective, but still, that seems like a demand that was bound to end in conflict for either side. Interesting. Alright, well, back we go. Let's grab Barrett, and honestly, that'll be it for the day. We did the... We're at the 30-minute mark. I had fun with all of this, so let's get moving, buddy.
To the stars.
Yeah, sure, Barrett. Sure, Barrett. But yeah, I had fun with this because it was good learning about a lot of these things. We learned a few bits and bobs that I didn't know. Got some clarification on a few things I was unsure about. And overall, pretty pleased with how this all went. Hopefully you found it educational and entertaining as well. But that is going to be it for this one today. In the next episode, I don't know, maybe we'll stick around New Atlantis a bit more to check out some of those other quests, or maybe we'll head out into space again just to go somewhere new. No clue, I'll have to think on that. But hopefully you have enjoyed this one and you come back for whatever is next. But until that time, thank you for watching. As always, we'll have a good one.